I was watching that on the most recent. Oh my god, this guy's fucking hilarious. Just small attention. So I'm watching this man's on his podcast, and the dude's like, "Yo, Mal or Rory or whichever one's a day one," and he's like, "Nah, he's not a day one. He came on in episode 12."
Rory isn't day one. Rory came on episode 12 for sure.
Just fucking dead pass, dead at it. Like, do not say false information about the Joe Budden podcast. That is not
I gotta correct people. Budden came in there on SoundCloud one day in like February or some shit, and it was him and Marissa Mendez, and that co-host. She didn't say something, or she and I remember just getting at her in SoundCloud. Well, at the time where you could get at people in SoundCloud and really comment to them, and they would message you back. So yeah, I was really big onto that podcast from the beginning. And then from there, people that I know just started, hey, let's start our own podcast. And we started Lasers. Lasers did okay. Same year, I started doing GeektastiqCypha with, if you don't know the producer Gozer from Montreal, shouts to Gozer. People who know Gozer, like, Gozer's ill. Insane. Sick producer. Sick. But my boy Brian, Doc Holliday from Abbott days, he was working at CJLO. He was a program director there. So we originally started at Concordia Radio, and we started doing a podcast called GeektastiqCypha. I wanted to do that as a way to, it was my way to perform. I couldn't get on a stage because I couldn't get to shows because I couldn't sell tickets. So I had to do something so that I could quote unquote perform. And that's where potting came from. That's where I had to do that. I still loved beats, but it wasn't like that because I didn't know any of the new.
That's the most relatable shit ever, dude.
It makes sense, right?
No, it's my life. I took a break from music to podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We all did that. A lot of the rapper dudes I know, producer, rapper dudes. Well, I don't know where Rico was at this point. LES straight up disappeared. H-Man stopped rapping. CL was back and forth, and I think he was just kind of coming back into his own, doing his thing. Because at this point, as much as everybody knows CL, as much as everybody loves CL, CL only started dropping albums by himself like 2-3 years ago. So imagine, this guy has been around forever. No album, right? So, and I've been pushing him to do that, so I'm so happy he's been doing that for more.
Yo, hold on. Y'all know what happened on April 9th, right? It was 10 tracks long, 34 minutes, a little bit of everything. A gourmet for your ears. You gotta remember the fucking name. Music buffet, a gourmet listening for your ears or some shit like that.
Yeah. Gourmet buffet.
And there's a track by Skindeep on there, so it's relevant to this whole thing. That's the new Cool Man Logan album.
That is the newest Cool Man Logan album that dropped. But before that album, he did 16 joints. He did Music for People. He did another 16 joints. He did a lot of stuff. But a lot back when in that time in the scene, the reason why I went to potting is because no one was around. No one was really. We got hit hard from our boy passing, and then a lot of people just kind of like, oh, we're 30 now. You know what I mean? Like, we're not so much that we're 30 now, but like a lot of us has kind of got into our like everyday ho hum. We got to do this grind. I guess we're not going to make in this music shit. I guess I better flip. So like I feel like a lot of us were just like, just on ourselves. And then you had there was a J Red the Doctor, like Nate Hustler, and there was the posters at this point. Hustler hadn't really split off, and then Mike Schaap hadn't really shown up yet. But then it was around that time when these guys started really coming up. At this point, it wasn't really the rap scene; it was the EDM/electro music scene.
Nah, man,
so this is what's
going on. It's that a lot of us you can call us internet rappers because you might not have known this was there, but I'm a part of this next scene. Like, man, I've released music.
Yes, that's what
consistently year over year since 2012. Right, and it's like people honestly, it's like sometimes people like don't even know that. It's like, yo, like, no, for real, like I've been putting out music, but like Reverb Nation to SoundCloud to YouTube is a lot of shit. Like I've had like an entire project called Raps on Everything where I was rapping on karaoke beats of other genres of music. I have like 12 that don't exist on YouTube and 10 that are just sitting there. Nobody knows they exist. They're just there. Yo, people were dropping all this YouTube shit, man. People were just fucking static imaging it, lyric videos. But like they weren't performing, but it moved into this social media environment where you became like, it became more about the internet. So since like I've been involved in the game, it really didn't matter that your Facebook page existed and that your Twitter account was a thing. I was kind of late on a lot of the newer ones because I'm fucking, as much as I talk my shit, I'm still old man stubborn. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, right.
Lately my new mantra is pretend I'm 17 and broke, and what would I do then? And so I'm thinking different now as I train myself to get over my like advantages of age and go back to like when I was because everybody did their most innovative shit when they're 17. So what would a
Yes,
17-year-old do?
a lot of that. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
just kind of leveraging the resources, not trying to overcomplicate and whatnot, but really it's been a lot of internet stuff. So I realized pretty quick that the live scene and open micing and like I got to rap and freestyle over Jay Uno plucking saxophoning at Crowbar and shit. Like I got to do some nifty stuff, like that's nifty. And like
Crowbar was my shit. I loved
Crowbar was
Crowbar.
mad
Shouts to,
cool.
shouts to. Okay, but wait,
They did the
which era
fucking
of Crowbar? Because
the
were you there
open
where like the
mic, the
owner was?
Jam Wednesdays.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
Uno was there.
So
Um,
Thursdays we'd be there, and I'd be playing every Thursday at Crowbar.
mm,
But like OG Crowbar, were like homies was like, oh yeah, just bring your weed and like come upstairs, roll the back. Like the owner was so
mm.
sick. I miss him.
Those are great days. I used to
I
go
miss
there
Crowbar.
a bunch. Just all of it. Just like the whole like whatever. But I just got lucky, dude. You don't understand how often I got lucky because I guess I was in a suit and somebody would see me perform. Then I got invited to these little private party grinds a little bit, and a lot of my performances really come from private parties at like death
Mhm.
houses and shit, and
Yeah,
like that. So it was more like y'all didn't see that because y'all were like going
we were
after this other.
inside. We were
But the
inside at that point.
and then like none of us were really filming it.
Nope.
And then I found out there were maybe some complications why people maybe didn't feel so inclined to bring expensive camera equipment to shows. But yo, honestly, man, I would go to people's stuff sometimes, and I would be there show after show. If you really dig through my Facebook videos, it's a lot of videos. You'll find them, and it's just me like with my phone, even on live sometimes, just being there, being like, "This is happening." No, people would be there with their boys, not filming shit and whatever. I'm like, "Yo, like, what's going on?" Nobody's documenting stuff. I got really confused, man. Like honestly, I got flabbergasted. So I started whatever the interviews. How did people win? What happened in 2009? What was going on? How is it iBlast had songs that were so popping they hit my call center on some regular people shit, and like there was that one where he's fucking girls in the music video, and they go like, to the hotel with the fancy car. That shit was in the call center moving around like with all the other regular people songs. So
Yeah.
like how do
What
we go
happened?
from like that to like this? Anyway, so I got bored with the live scene in 2016. Spent 6 months researching YouTube. Started
I
doing
can tell
album
you what
reviews.
happened. I can tell you a bit of what happened.
Just go for it.
A weird hierarchy. Okay, no, this is gonna sound like conspiracy theory shit, but I don't even care because again, I'm not in that game. I collect toys, so I don't care. But legit, the cool kids, that shit happened. That this conglomerate, this gatekeeper shit that kind of like would, if you were a part of their clique, they'd keep you up, and if you weren't a part of their clique, they'd push you down, and that would be it. And that was simply it. I remember doing that blink, and I don't. What do I? Shouts to Montreality, but they had a part to do with it. Really,
Anyway,
they really had a part to do. When they started charging local artists to get their posts on their website, that's what really started
okay, I
fucking up.
want to. Okay, hold on. They have to go to their defense. They only started doing that because it changed. The
Yeah,
whole
it definitely
media. No,
changed.
but we're
It
talking
definitely
the whole internet media game changed. And
true.
sustainability in that game changed. So they didn't do it in part because like they wanted to, but AdSense changed. A lot of monetization opportunities for them changed. So now all of a sudden it's either they charge artists. Look, I'm saying this in full like I don't charge a motherfucker for an interview mode.
Yeah, yeah.
But yo,
You gotta.
not everybody has the opportunities I've had in my life. And
True.
like
Sometimes you gotta.
and
Sometimes you
and
gotta.
let's be real, they put out a much better product than I do in terms of the quality and
This is them now. This was I was talking about
no, I'm talking like back then because yo, everybody
early.
knows
Okay.
Montreality. They're like big. Like my boys in New York know them. They're like
Yeah.
real. They were like, wow, that's us big, right? Okay, and their shit was nice, but yo, you're gonna tell me that like getting all these celebrities was free, that all of these
Oh
things.
no.
So yo,
No,
somebody
no.
had
It
to
was
get
definitely
charged
wasn't.
somewhere along the way.
Somebody did have to get charged. My thing was it was that
And
you
again,
would pay you would pay to get your stuff on there, and I had no problem with that. But it's just like you'd pay to get your stuff on there, and it conveniently is the day that your shit's supposed to drop. But then you can't like you'll find your shit, but you can't find your shit. You know what I mean? And then like
I mean, I
or
can't
like
comment on the success of it.
Right, which is this is again, I was just speaking to like a time where I was just like, okay, I might have particularly dropped a song or something might have happened where I was just like, okay, I don't see how this shit isn't being talked about when we put so much invested in this shit. And from the time I'm from, where you put your stuff out,
But
regardless if you're
like,
boys or whatever,
I would
they share it.
argue that Montreality to me was never about local music because I never fucking one time ever went to them to look up a local artist.
That's the thing. And I definitely thought it was all about local because it was
And
called Montreality.
but
And
it's
that's
really
me
like,
being local in
and
my head.
to be fair, like certain companies brand themselves as entertainment companies, and I think people
Yeah.
misunderstand that. I have put it on wax that I'm about making Montreal's history known. So for me to start charging Montreal shit is whack. But if other people are just trying to create entertainment companies, who the fuck am I to say what's whatever? I can
Right.
tell you what I perceive value propositions to be on ad spends based on XYZ things that I can go prove about the value of certain people, and I can prove my point pretty fucking effectively.
Right.
However, that isn't to say that there's a like I'm gonna go maybe sign up for some Patreons and shit in the future because like yo if nobody supports the media then there's no like backbone of that blog culture. And I mean, I'm not asking for subscribers. Go give your money to another one. Like just fuck,
Yeah.
like I mean, I would love your money, don't get me wrong, but like it's not, this isn't an ask. It's more like somebody in media has to get paid. Yo, people are mad quick to like look at the New York Times and give them shit for gating their content, but they're the only people with good content. Everybody that has free content is trash. It's sensationalized pandering to SEO metrics. Once you understand, yo, I get freelance money to write articles that rank. Oh, page one Google. I know how to write an article on a keyword that will compete with other articles on that same keyword and rank. I can't promise page one, but usually I'm pretty good. It's really just taking the content in that article, understanding the structure of what Google thinks is important. So you do a little competitive analysis. You read the 3-4 of them. And then you take the same information, which is now authoritative and expert, and you add about 150, 200 words. Maybe you add a picture. Maybe you add a video. Maybe you add a 2 more link. So once you start understanding like just how fucking fake all this crap in world is and how manufactured all this stuff is, right? Like
It's crazy.
I don't know. I kind of got distracted in the middle of that, but like
No, it was kind of more or less like what you were saying. I do understand what they were doing at the time, and I understand that it
right.
was never
So
about local.
but it was more
But
like just so free media in order to stay alive requires web traffic, and the only way to
right,
get web traffic is to SEO
so
optimization. And like I'm gonna be real with you, it's really shit money on AdSense on YouTube right now. It used to be good money, but it's
it
real
used to be
shit.
great. Oh my gosh,
I
yeah,
never
dude.
got the good money. I only got monetized when it was Adpocalypse 1.
I always miss the good times of them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get up on my YouTube shit now, and I'm almost thinking like it's damn near pointless. Why do I even want to get to
Yeah,
monetization
you
level?
should. You should be
Because
on Twitch trying to get monetized, where it's not pointless.
I should be on Twitch trying to get monetized. That's like, I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of time with this baby coming to just like sit here, and I'm thinking I might need to get a video camera and just
All right,
have
just
people
Twitch.
watch me make beats and just
Yes,
Twitch
do it.
because
Fucking do it.
it's like it's like I could do toy reviews on YouTube all day, but then I'm not gonna
No,
get
you
the
could do
views I
toy
want
reviews
because
on
it's
Twitch. Also, you can do all the shit you do on
I could
YouTube
do
on
all the shit on
Twitch,
YouTube. I could do it here exactly. It would just make more sense.
and you don't have to edit it.
Right. I could just go live and just do it.
But you
But
can edit it, put it on YouTube for the archive.
which I might do afterwards because that makes
Yeah,
sense.
you do.